I've lived by one thing: honor thy mother and thy father, for this is the first commandment with promise, that your days may be numbered. And so I still try to be there for my mother in her condition. It is not the easiest relationship in the world, I will admit to that, but at the end of the day, she's still mother. She didn't choose abortion. She chose giving her children up. So yeah, as a child, I thought a little bit different, and I don't say that to make it seem like everything is, peachy cream. It's not, but a lot of my music drives from that. There's a song on my first album called Deliverer, and I started off with I hug you because it is the right thing to do. I say I love you because it is the right thing to say. But in my heart, hey mama, you are so far away. Sometimes I wish that you never came back to me. You left me and my brother so you could snort coke. You called, said you come back to build up our hope. It took years for we realized that was a joke. Two young brothers lost in the world, so hard to cope. And you took my Aunt Belinda with her caramel skin. You got her doped up and addicted to heroin. That was the same drug that did her in. You were jealous of her looks and she died so thin. You can't imagine at her funeral what I went through. Cause I'm staring at her casket wishing that it was you. Cause mom, you never gave us a chance to fight. You turned us over to the state. Mom, that wasn't right. Don't you know I wake up in cold sweats at night? Cause a man ran up in me like I was his wife so many times. Looked at my wrist and grabbed the knife. My voice is screaming in my head, boy, end your life. Cause these cards were dealt. Pain was felt, no answers to my prayers. On my knees I knelt, extension cords on my skin. I still feel the welts. I said the Lord does exist. I really need your help. So the relationship is not easy, but I'm called as a Christian, as a follower of Yeshua. I'm called to honor the word of God. And he didn't say honor your parents based on how they treated you, based on how they raised you, whether they beat you or left you. It didn't put all those. It just said love, honor your mother and your father. And I had to learn about setting boundaries so I couldn't be manipulated and keep paying Miss Cleo phone bills. Woo, don't get me started on that. And you know Miss Cleo made a whole lot of money, okay?
Call me now for your free reading.
Hey, you got the accent better than me. But love has to be tested. And there's no relationship that I think tests love more than parent and child. So I stay in the fight. I pray often. I have to see her this week and take her some food, feed her. And I just ask God to give me strength. And I really pray hard that I don't bring that energy that I lose. Because it's like I know what the scriptures mean when Jesus said, who touched me? And I like, what you mean, who touched you? It's like, no, I know what it's like to have something sucked out of you that has touched you to the core, that has drained your energy and has taken a part of your essence. I know what that spiritually feels like. And so I have to get myself geared up. So when on the way home, I'm like, okay, I really want to hear a Biggie song, but I know I need to put on CC Winans Comforter.
Yeah, that's
Because,
it. Yeah.
you're wrestling with that. Oh, man, I got to go through this again. Right. And we talk about forgiveness. And I was sharing with one of the young people because they were like, I don't understand what you mean when you said forgiveness is you got to forgive often. And I said, sometimes forgiveness is only as good as your last memory of being wronged by somebody. I said, so I still have childhood memory. I'm 54. I still have childhood memories that will hit me like this. And I got to go through that whole process. When my dad died, I was with my sister and talking to her, and I said, "Hey, what did it feel like to grow up without dad?" And she was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, he ain't raised us. How do you?" She said, "I never went a year without seeing my father." So here I am thinking he's abandoned all of us.
Just spoke with someone about that.
And so when she said, "I've never gone a year without seeing my dad," I had to go through a whole nother process.
Right.
And so when I said this is and I said, so this is what I mean when I say that sometimes your forgiveness is only as good as your last memory of being wrong, because I had to go through that healing process
Yeah.
again. And for the first time, my wife and I sat down with a sister I didn't meet until my dad died a few years ago. We all had dinner with her husband. My brother and I were invited to her wedding. I shot her wedding free because I was just like, you know what? I can spend time angry, bitter, resentful, blaming the world. Oh, woe is me. Or I can say, you know what? I've got a little bit of time left in this world.
Yeah.
Let me make love be the staple that I leave. Let me make healing and forgiveness be the staple that I leave. But to do that, oh, it costs. It costs time.
Nice.
It
Good.
costs
Jesus.
energy. It costs money. It costs. Let me be quiet. I'm sorry.
No, at what rate are you willing to just bear that cost?